Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome again to the United Regional Chambers weekly update. We try and bring you some different guests every week to talk about the different subjects of interest and things that have been requested. This week, my two guests are Nora and Sean Cryan from Confidence Fitness right there in Attleboro. Welcome. How are you guys
Hi.
today?
Hi, Jack. Thanks for having me.
We're good. How are you?
Good. Tell us a little bit about each of you first. We're going to go with Ms. Nora first.
All right. So a little bit about me. I've been a strength coach for almost 3 years now. I started working here just about 3 years ago. And we actually just got married a little over a year ago. I've been working as a middle school teacher as well. So I like all things teaching and coaching.
And where do you teach?
I teach in Rehoboth.
Okay. All right. You got some challenges coming up ahead in the year to come, we can see.
For sure.
Oh, yes.
Sean, how about you?
So I've been a personal trainer and strength coach for more than 10 years now. Started at Boston Sports Clubs down on the east side of Providence back in 2009. And also worked at another local big box commercial gym. And I've also worked with some local athletic teams as well. So strength and conditioning has been my passion. I've always been an athlete, multi-sport athlete my whole life, and I'm happy to bring my knowledge and expertise to the local community.
Well, you know, all of us have had some challenges recently for the past 4 or 5 months now of, you know, having to be confined to the house, sitting around, which doesn't do our bodies any good, especially fat guys like me. So tell us, what are some of the things that folks can do right now while they're so inactive at home?
Go ahead, Nora.
All right. So anytime you can get outside, that's really good this time of year. I mean, it's pretty hot right now, but if you can get early or later in the day and get in a walk or a bike ride or just playing in the yard with your kids, there's a lot of research that shows that being outdoors, can really boost the mood and just help with your overall sense of well-being. So if you can get active while you're outside, even better. So that's one great option for a lot of people, especially with the weather being nice right now.
Yeah, I think that's the toughest part is the weather right now, Jack. You know, we're in the dog days of summer, right? So unless you own a pool, have access to a pool, or have waterfront property, it's pretty hard to be active in the middle of the day. So like Nora said, I think, you know, you can be active in the comforts of your own home and AC, or you're looking at if you're going to go outside earlier in the day or later in the day.
But now with some of the new state mandates, folks are allowed to come to folks like yourself. You've got a beautiful facility right there in Attleboro, in the old historic mill that you've done a phenomenal job. I was there a week or so ago, and you gave me a nice tour. Tell us, you know, the smaller training gyms are different from the big typical box stores, the big gyms and the Golds and all those. Tell us the differences.
Well, we're a private by appointment only facility, Jack. So everyone who meets with us or comes to us, you know, they sign up in advance, whether it be, you know, for a consultation / fitness assessment, or if they're coming in for either a personal training session or a group session. So everyone has to schedule. We have a scheduling app. So we know who's coming to the facility at, you know, every moment of every hour. We know who's going to be in there, so we can prepare. And I think that's, you know, probably the main thing that makes us different. And then from there, it's, you know, to be honest with you, just our level of knowledge and expertise and experience. Both of us have been multi-sport athletes for about 20 years, maybe more, and have been in the training process and have really dedicated ourselves to professional development. So when you come to us, we like to think of ourselves as strength and conditioning specialists, as opposed to just your run-of-the-mill personal trainers.
Yeah.
Well, one of the
I
things
think that's a lot of the small training gyms. Just in general, you know, there's less people that we have in here, and I think people feel more comfortable in those smaller gyms right now because it's a little bit more controlled.
And they get a little bit more personalized service when they're dealing with you two.
Right.
I know that you have their masks and stuff on. One of the things that I admire is that you deal with a lot of the young athletes, the young sports athletes in some of our local schools. But you also have a very diverse clientele. You have them of all ages. Tell us a little bit about some of the folks that you have. Not many, but give us an idea.
Sure. Our target market, Jack, is actually, fitness over 40. So, anyone who's 40 years or older who wants to get back into fitness for one reason or another, life, kids, job has gotten in the way, and they want to get back into fitness safely, or, they have some sort of chronic injury or nagging pain that they're dealing with. That's our target market, and that's who we really do well with. In fact, we have a lot of people who are 60 years of age and older. So it's not, even though we do work with some youth athletes who are 13 to 17, that's kind of just a little hobby of mine since I was a youth athlete. So I like to give back a little bit on that front. But, more so our primary clientele is going to be that fitness over 40 crowd.
Yeah, I think we really love seeing people progress from, points of being in pain or having never really done fitness before to, being active and able to move well.
And again, with everybody at home, what are some of the things that people can do to manage their stress? Not just get outside, but what are some of the things they can do to manage the stress during this crazy time?
Yeah.
Go ahead. I think that's your area of expertise.
Yeah, I love this. So there's a lot we can do to manage stress. It's a tough time right now, but even simple things like breathing exercises, getting outside, like I said, and just being active, exercising, eating well is another really important one. So the more you can eat, healthy, clean, whole foods, the better your body handles stress, because stress, it produces hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. And so your food affects those hormones even. So there's so many different areas that you can take in terms of managing stress. Sleeping is an important one too. So managing your stress through better sleep, more sleep. So a lot of different things.
Well, I know one of the first times that we met actually at another one of our members, Elite Physical Therapy. And I think you partnered with them a little bit to help some of their clients or their patients once they progress from the physical therapy end of it, and they come to see you to help strengthen themselves. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely. I mean, there's been a number of times where we've referred some of our members over to Elite Physical Therapy or Todd Houghton at Houghton Physical Therapy for different, issues that they're having that are of a physical therapy nature. There's a lot of overlap, as you know, between strength and conditioning and physical therapy. But when it's purely a therapy situation, we really look to those other small facilities and local partners, Elite, Houghton Physical Therapy, and then also Dr. Jim Guo down in South Attleboro to be able to provide some other services that dovetail nicely with what we're trying to accomplish for our members.
And I'm sure they hand off some of their folks to you for the extra help that they need, because the therapy part can only go so far. Well, I got another question. What can people do to counteract the effects of, all of us sitting or spending time on the couch right now? Because most of the gyms have been closed, smaller places are getting to open up. Tell us some of the things that the folks at home can do.
Well, I would say the first thing is, go for a walk. I mean, that is the simplest way to brighten your mood, brighten your spirits, and get a little activity in. If you've been really non-active for a long period of time, that's a good way to get going. And then the thing about it is, Jack, usually the mistake people make is they get excited about being active and they do too much too soon. And I would caution everyone to really, really think long and hard about building themselves back up over time rather than jumping right back into it full force and trying to go too heavy, too hard right out of the gate. So a nice leisurely walk, maybe you build up, you do a lap around your neighborhood and you build it up, Next thing you know, you're doing 2 laps, 3 laps over time. That's a really easy way to start to build up some cardiovascular capacity, feel better in short order, and then maybe you can think about getting into some sort of a structured exercise program.
See, that's great advice because, unfortunately, all of us today are looking for instant gratification. They think they come and see you once and, oh, I'm a big, strong guy now. No, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Tell us some of the other things that folks could do besides taking a walk at home.
Well, so a lot of people are still working from home right now. And, one thing that is an easy fix for getting yourself up now and again is to set a timer. So if I'm going to be at my desk for long hours, I'll actually set a timer for every 30 or 60 minutes, and it'll cue me to get up, maybe get some water, do some light stretching for 5 minutes, and then go back. So not only does that help me get up and get out of that sitting position for a few minutes, I remind myself to get my water so I'm staying hydrated. And it also gives your brain a little break so that you can go back and be more productive for that next chunk of time. So that's another good tip for people too.
Now, how long have you been in that location there in the mill?
So we started in March 2016. And so we're coming up on 5 years now. And what a ride it's been. It's been a great ride. We've gone through many changes. We've changed our name a couple of times. The reason we changed our name is we really wanted to speak to what we do and who our target market is, like we were talking about earlier. We want to give people the confidence to engage in a structured strength training program like we have here through knowledge and expertise and through progressing them really slowly and conservatively. So we finally settled on Confidence Fitness. I'm glad we did because, like I said, whether you're a youth athlete or an adult, we want to give people the knowledge and expertise to have confidence in this type of a training and strength and conditioning atmosphere.
Now, if somebody is interested in coming to talk with you, they call to make an appointment and you'll do an evaluation, or do you do like an examination, or what is it that you do?
Yeah, so specifically, it's you would describe it as a consultation. In the fitness world, we call it a fitness assessment. So this is basically, your health history forms. We do height, weight. If the person has a weight loss goal, obviously we have to monitor your weight. If someone has a body composition goal, we have a device where we can take body composition measurements as well as overall measurements. And then we also, kind of the bread and butter of what we do is called the functional movement screen. And this is a process that was developed by a renowned physical therapist known as Greg Cook, who is also into strength and conditioning and performance. So he wanted to develop a screening process where trainers like ourselves could look at people's movement and then make an educated determination of what their needs are from a movement perspective. What muscles need to be strengthened, which ones need to be stretched, what movements we should be careful with. And that's really what we're looking at when we have somebody in for a consultation and fitness assessment is, all right, where does this person stand right now and what is their level? And then we just try to match that level with our coaching and skill and knowledge. So meeting people where they're at pretty much directly stems from that initial functional movement screen.
So you do basically a custom program, for each individual. You give them a custom regime, to exactly what they need in their typical physical shape at the moment.
Absolutely. So we have personal training, right? And that obviously has to be customized. But then also, I think another determining factor for us and that differentiates us is the fact that when we do group training, it's not like this choreographed fitness class that you might find at another facility. We do small group personal training. So everyone has their own customized and personalized program that they're adhering to. They're just executing that in a group setting. And they're also getting us coaching them at the same time as an individual. So it's not, hey, follow me and we're all going to, jump along to this same song at the same time, at the same rhythm. It's okay, this is, the right variation of this exercise for me. and then we'll coach them on that specific variation.
And you do have some group classes.
Yeah. So like what I was just saying, so we like to shy away from that word group classes because that connotes that, one person in front of everybody just kind of jumping around and everybody's following. It's called small group personal training. It's still relatively new to the fitness industry, but so we have groups of 4 that will come in. It used to be 6, but because of COVID-19, we've now reduced that number to 4. But those people will come in. They know what's expected of them. They've already gotten their instructional videos with their specific variation that they're supposed to be working on prior to. And then by the time they get in here, they've already had some coaching via our digital platforms on YouTube and our True Coach app. So they know that when they come in, it's just time to execute, and they're going to get good advice on those specific variations of the exercises.
And, there are still some people out there that are still afraid to go out, even if it's in, individual small group classes. But you still have virtual classes and virtual coaching. Am I correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's probably about 50-50 right now with our members coming in or still working online. So we use Zoom, and we're able to coach them. We can see them, they can see us. So we're still able to, coach their training session pretty effectively, even though they're not in front of us.
But again, it's that personal touch. It's that personal one-on-one or one-on-two, whatever it might be, that really makes a difference between, some of these, as you said, the group classes, because that you envision 20, 25 people standing in a room, bouncing and javeling and all kinds of things shifting around. And so we're almost at the end of the show. If folks would like to get a hold of you, what is the best way for them to contact you?
How's that saying go? I don't care what you call me, just call me. But really, we're open to anything. If people want to, communicate with us over Facebook or Instagram, we're all over the place on social media. You can call us, call our office.
It's all on our website, our contact info. So
you can contact us through our website. But really, that's how it starts, is just, reaching out to us, setting up, an appointment for an initial consultation and functional movement screen. And then we go from there. So then we just, we don't predetermine, what we're going to try to sell somebody in terms of a membership. It's really based on what their needs are. And again, that goes back to one of those differentiating factors between us and some of these other facilities.
Yeah, some of the other big gyms, all they want to do is have you fill out that application, give me your credit card so we can keep charging you every month. And I know you folks don't do that. You sit and you talk to make sure it's a good mix and a good fit for both the client and for you too.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. What we don't want to do is we never want to have a situation where, it's not a good fit on both ends, because ultimately what people are signing up with us for is results. And if for one reason or another, we can foresee that that's not going to happen, that they're not going to have a productive and experience, then it's probably not. But that usually comes to light through the consultation and the fitness assessment. People get comfortable with us. We get to know them, what their wants and needs are, as well as their own personality. So, usually that comes to light pretty quickly during that initial consultation.
You have a phenomenal facility down there. It's all brand new and shiny because like I said, I was there for a little while. Thank you once again for agreeing to come on my show today. And we appreciate you. If anybody is interested in getting a personal conversation, please give Sean and Nora a call. Go through their Facebook page, go on their website. They'd love to see some new faces.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
So thanks again. We'll see you again next week with a new guest. If there's something that you'd like us to see covered or you'd want us to review, please shoot me an email, give me a phone call. We're here to help you, and anything that you think the United Regional Chamber of Commerce can do to help you, please reach out. Check out our social media stuff. Check out our Facebook page. We have one, Rally Around the Restaurants, to help your local restaurants. We have another one out there, United Regional is Back to Business, to help all these folks get their businesses up and running again. because of this horrid COVID-19. But just know we're here. We're here as an information source, and we try to bring you some nice guests every week. So, folks, thank you once again. Hope everybody stays safe and stay social.
Thanks, Jack.